Hi, this is Liv Morgan, and you are listening to No One Knows, a deep dive podcast into the mysterious death of Joann Matouk Romain. Today is January 12th, 2026. 16 years ago, almost at this very minute, would be the last time that Joann Matouk Romain would be alive. It was then, 16 years ago, in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, that Joann Matouk Romain would be abducted. This is Season 2 of No One Knows podcast. If you're new here, it's very important that you go back to Season 1 and start off at Episode 1. This is not a story that you can listen to in 5 minutes. Season 2 is emphasizing Michigan and the level of corruption that has gone on within this state for the last 50 years. Joann's case is not the first, and Joann's case, sadly, won't be the last. But that's where we come in. This is where we are going to be changing the narrative for cases here on out. In Season 1, we gave you the platform for everything. All of the evidence, the images, the interviews. We've shown you, we've painted a picture of what occurred on that night that Joann was taken. In Season 2, you're going to find out a lot more information on Michigan. You're going to find out a lot more information on Tim Matouk and why this is such an important case to solve and why we are going to be using the public to help solve this case. In episodes to come, you're going to be hearing interviews from other people who've lost family members. And somehow, in this web of dark lies, there is truth. There is truth in the things that people are saying. And those people are coming forward and they're speaking out. So, with that being said, here is the deposition of Tim Matouk.
I'd like to spend a minute having you testify for me about your activities in early January of 2010. It's my understanding that you were still working for the city of Harper Woods as a detective.
Correct.
It's my further belief that you may have been assigned to a special unit often referred to as COMET, C-O-M-E-T.
Yes.
First off, can you tell me what COMET stands for?
County of Macomb Enforcement Team.
All right. And what is the County of Macomb Enforcement Team?
It's a narcotics drug task force run by the Michigan State Police in conjunction with the Macomb County Sheriff's Department.
When were you first assigned, and that's my word, were you assigned to work with COMET?
I was.
All right. When were you first assigned to work with COMET?
I believe it was like 2006.
And would you periodically, after your first assignment to COMET, be reassigned to COMET?
No, it was a 3-year commitment, and then after that, it was renewed for another 3 years, but then I retired in the process of that.
All right. So from approximately 2006 to 2009, you fulfilled a 3-year commitment to COMET.
Yes.
When you were engaged in your responsibilities for COMET, did you have an office that you would work out of, or would you work out of the Detective Bureau at Harper Woods?
No, I very seldom ever went back to the Detective Bureau. We worked strictly out of the COMET office.
Where was the COMET office, if you can tell us, or it might be super double quiet, stationary, don't tell anybody.
It was in the area of Shook Road in Clinton Township.
All right. And approximately how many officers during that 3-year time frame you were working for COMET did COMET actually have as resources?
Approximately 20 to 25 total.
Right. And were you assigned a particular task when working for COMET?
Yes, we were all assigned to separate units.
All right. What unit were you assigned to?
I was assigned to a unit that was surveillance and conspiracy.
If you were engaged working for Comet in January of 2010, would that have been the first year of reassignment, if you will?
I believe so.
All right. Were you working for Comet in January of 2010?
I was.
And were your offices at the same location that you just described for me?
They were.
Who was your direct supervisor on January 12th, 2010 at Comet?
Lieutenant William Hanger.
Hanger?
Correct. Michigan State Police.
I want you to assume that January 12, 2010 was a Tuesday. And I also want you to assume that January 11, 2010 was a Monday. When you would work for Comet, was it a 5-day-a-week, 7-day-a-week, a rotating schedule? What were the assignments that you would be given with Comet?
It was 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And the hours varied by blocks. Like sometimes we work days mostly, and other times we work afternoons when necessary.
Do you have an independent recollection of the time frame you would have been carrying out your responsibilities for Comet on January 11th, 2010?
I do.
And can you tell me what hours on Monday, January 11th, 2012 did you work?
I had just reviewed my notes this morning, and it indicated that I had worked 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. that day.
That being a Monday, do you have any recollection of speaking to any of the Matouk or Romain family members at any time on Monday, the 11th of January, 2010?
I do not.
Upon finishing your responsibilities approximately at 10 p.m., would you have returned to your home?
Yes.
All right. And would you have been scheduled to start work at some point in time on the 12th of January, 2010?
Yes.
And when you left your assignment on Monday, January 11, 2010, did you know what time you would need to return to Comet for your activities of January 12, 2010?
Yes.
And what time were you scheduled to commence your responsibilities for Comet on January 12, 2010?
2 p.m.
That again had been a shift from 2 to 10 p.m.?
Correct.
Now, on January 12, 2010, the unit that you were assigned to, did it have other Comet members in that unit in addition to yourself?
Yes.
Who were the other members of the unit you were assigned to on January 12, 2010?
Lieutenant William Hanger, Michigan State Police. Trooper William Hewitt, Michigan State Police. And Sheriff Dave Jeroma, Macomb County Sheriff.
You spell Jeroma as best you can?
Jeroma, I believe.
And yourself?
Yes.
All right. On January 12, 2010, were you engaged in the same investigation that you had been involved in with respect to Monday, January 11th?
I believe so.
And what were you investigating, as best you can describe without violating any confidences?
It was a narcotics activity suspect.
All right. And where were the suspects that you were engaged in? I'm assuming you surveilled someone on January 11th.
I did. It was the city of Warren.
And that would be in Macomb County?
Correct.
All right. With respect to your assignment for January 12th, 2010, where did you carry out your activities on that afternoon and evening?
In the city of Warren, I believe it was a street called Martin.
All right. Were you assigned a type of patrol vehicle as a member of Comet?
No, it was an undercover vehicle.
All right. So you couldn't readily, a citizen couldn't readily identify that.
No, they would not.
All right. Remember what color your vehicle was that you utilized on January 11th, 2010.
Yes, it was a gray Dodge minivan.
All right. And would that have been a vehicle that you were routinely assigned or a vehicle that you might be assigned to fit the specific activities you were assigned to complete?
No, I was routinely assigned. That was my vehicle.
The gray Dodge minivan?
Yes.
And on January 12th, 2010, when you carried out your duties as a member of the unit of Comet that you've already described, did you again drive that gray Dodge minivan?
I did.
And I'm assuming you would have left the Comet headquarters, if you will, somewhere around 2 p.m.?
Between 2:30 and 3. We usually have a briefing.
Did any other Comet members accompany you on January 12th, 2010 in your activities that you utilized the minivan to complete?
Yes, there was 4 vehicles, 4 officers, and we basically accompanied each other over to the target area. We didn't ride together, but we drove almost simultaneously.
So there was a group going to the target area, and I'm assuming, because this is surveillance, once getting near the target area, you, Sheriff Jeroma, Trooper Hewitt, and Lieutenant Hanger would disperse so as not to be identified as a group.
Correct.
And then I'm assuming you would keep in radio contact throughout your shift?
Yes.
Was that a designated radio channel for the Comet units only?
Yes, it was.
So for instance, you could not have overheard transmissions made by the City of Harper Woods Police Department on that radio.
No, could not.
Likewise, the City of Harper Woods could not intercept any communication that may have been made between the various members of Comet that evening of the 12th of January, 2010.
That's correct.
Would that likewise be true for the City of Grosse Pointe Farms Department of Public Safety, that they couldn't intercept your radio transmissions?
That's correct.
And likewise, you couldn't intercept their radio transmissions?
No.
Same thing for the City of Grosse Pointe Woods Department of Public Safety?
That's correct.
All right. Do you know if you made any arrests on January 11th, 2010?
I don't recall.
Do you know if you or members of your unit made any arrests on January 12th, 2010?
I don't recall, but I do not think we did.
All right. To your knowledge, did you work for Comet on Wednesday, January 13th, 2010?
I did.
All right. Same hours?
Yes.
All right. Now, when you were actively working in surveillance for Comet, did you carry any other means of communicating besides the dedicated radio that Comet used?
Yes, we had cell phones.
And that would be a private cell phone?
No.
It was a Comet cell phone?
Correct.
All right. Knowing that the municipalities that I have the privilege of working with throughout the state of Michigan from time to time have budgetary issues, I'm assuming that your Comet cell phone was to be used for Comet business.
Yes.
Do you know when it was that you first learned that Joann Matouk Romain was missing?
Yes.
When did you first learn that Joann Matouk Romain was missing?
My cousin, Bill Matouk, called me the next morning to tell me that she was missing.
Right. Next morning to me is sometime after midnight on the day of the 13th of January 2010.
Correct.
Do you remember approximately what time you received that phone call from Bill Matouk?
It was in the morning early. I'm just going to speculate it was sometime around 8 o'clock, give or take. a.m.
To your knowledge, had you already arisen for the day, or did he wake you?
I believe I was up.
All right. And what did Mr. Bill Matouk tell you the early morning of January 13th, 2010, regarding Joann?
He just said that she was missing. Nobody could find her. They didn't know where she was at.
Being a detective and probably being inquisitive, I'm assuming you asked him a few questions. Do you recall what you asked of Bill Matouk?
I really don't recall exactly, other than, what were the circumstances.
Right.
And I don't recall his response, but I kind of thought, well, maybe she'll turn up later, and he said, no, they're looking for her actively.
Did he tell you who was actively looking for her?
The police.
Okay, he used the generic term, police.
Yes.
Did Bill ask you to get engaged in any fashion with respect to ascertaining where Joann might be?
No, he did not.
Did Bill ask you if you had any idea where Joann might be?
No, he did not.
Did you offer any indication that you either did or didn't know where she was?
No.
When you had the conversation with Bill?
No, I did not.
Now, this is January 13th, 2010, and you've obviously had at least this contact with a Romain or a Matouk. I asked you previously about the 11th. I'm now going to ask you, did you, to the best of your recollection, at any time on January 12th, 2010, have any contact with a Matouk or Romain family member?
I did not.
Before learning on the early morning hours of January 13th, 2010, of Joann's disappearance, when is the last time that you can recall having a personal telephone or face-to-face conversation with Michelle Romain?
I can't remember.
Does that mean it was that long ago, that it's years?
Yes.
All right. Prior to learning of the disappearance or missing nature of Joann Matouk Romain on January 13th, 2010, can you tell me when you last recalled, prior to learning of her disappearance, that you had any conversations, telephonic, in-person, electronic, with Kelly Romain?
I never have.
I'm also going to ask that same question, and if I need to repeat the time frame for you, I will, but if I don't, just say you don't, I know the time frame. The question is going to be when you last had a face-to-face, telephonic, email conversation with Michael Romain.
I haven't.
From the time frame that you discovered on January 13th, 2010, that Joann was missing, can you tell me when it was you remember last having a conversation in any fashion, in person, telephonic, email, with David Romain?
I haven't talked to him in years as well. I might have ran into him at my cousin's liquor store one time after Joann's disappearance.
Prior to her disappearance, it would be more than 10 years?
No, it was probably 5 years, because I believe she had a surprise 50th birthday party, and we were at that party.
All right. Do you know where Mr. David Romain resides today?
No, I don't.
Do you know if he is an employed individual?
Last I knew, he ran and owned his own business.
Do you know what kind of business it was?
I believe he sells poultry to Kroger chains.
Prior to January 13th, 2010. Can you tell me when you last may have had any conversation with Joann Matouk?
Prior to?
Prior to the 13th of January, 2010.
I may have ran into him at a hockey game that year before, but that's best I can remember.
Just a hello in passing kind of a situation?
Yeah.
You didn't share a hockey suite or
No.
seats or anything of that
No.
nature? All right. Prior to discovering from your cousin Bill Matouk, and is he the one that owns the party store?
Yes.
What is the name of that party store?
Woods Fine Wine.
And where's that located?
It's on Mack Avenue, just north of Vernier Road in Grosse Pointe Woods.
Do you know if he started that business or one of his family members
His
started?
father started the business.
Do you know if Joann ever worked in that business?
No, I don't.
Now, when was it that you can recall you last spoke to Joann Matouk Romain prior to discovering she was missing on January 13th, 2010?
It was sometime in October of 2009. My cousin Billy had called me and told me that Joann had just left the store, and she said to him that all of John's problems were because of me. So I took exception to that, and I called his wife at the time, Gina Matouk, and asked her for Joann's phone number.
And did you explain to Gina why you wanted the number, or did you just ask her for the number?
I think I told her why.
All right. And did Bill's wife Gina provide you with Joann's number?
Yes.
And do you know if that was a cellular number or a hardline number?
She told me it was a cell phone number.
All right. You didn't by chance keep that number, did you?
No.
Did you at any point in time enter Joann's cell phone number into the registry of any cell phone that you might be using?
No.
All right. So once that you were given the telephone number to Joann's cell phone by Gina, did you contact Joann?
I did.
And what time frame was this? All about the same day that your cousin Bill had called you? Or did the passage of weeks go by? Or was it pretty much the same contemporaneous time frame?
I think it was the same time frame.
All right. And did you reach Joann at the number you were provided?
I did.
And do you recall today the conversation that you had with her?
I do.
And can you first off tell me, did you explain to her why you were calling her?
I did.
Before exploring that in some detail, prior to this October 2009 telephone call to Joann Matouk Romain, when did you last speak to Joann Matouk Romain before this October 2009 telephone call?
I ran across her a couple times, once at Ferlito's. I don't remember what year it was. It could have been a couple years prior to.
For those of us that don't reside in these here parts, what is Ferlito's?
Ferlito's is a restaurant on the corner of, I want to say, Anita and Mack Avenue, just north of 8 Mile.
And that would have been, to your recollection, the last time you would have had conversation with Joann Matouk Romain before this October time?
Last time I saw her, we really didn't, other than pleasantries.
So what did you explain to Joann Matouk Romain upon reaching her in October of 2009 on her cellular phone?
I asked her, I said, Joann, why would you tell people that I am the reason why John's got so many problems? Her response to me was, you're just nothing but a big troublemaker. I don't even want to talk to you. And she hung up the phone.
Did you attempt to reach her again following the efforts to discuss this issue with her?
I did not.
Did you, I'm assuming you never had any other conversations with her during her lifetime after this October 2009?
No,
I am correct?
you're correct.
Did you at any time after receiving the explanation of what Joann had stated to her brother and your cousin Billy ever reach out to John Matouk to ascertain if he was involved in putting Joann up to making these statements?
No.
After learning on the 13th of January 2010 from your cousin Bill that Joann was missing, who is the next person or family member that you may have spoken to with respect to the missing circumstances involving Joann?
Outside of my wife, probably my brother or my sister.
Which
That's
brother?
speculation. My only brother.
Steve?
Yes.
All right. And your sister?
Yes.
You don't have any direct knowledge of that?
No.
Do you have any knowledge, after initially learning from your cousin Bill, of having any discussions with your cousin Bill surrounding Joann's disappearance?
Did Billy and I talk about it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. When can you recall today the various times that you and Billy would have spoken about the
We
disappearance?
talked about it nonstop. I mean, it's on a regular basis.
Right. Now, I'm assuming, like all of the defendants in this lawsuit, you've had an opportunity to review the complaint, true?
I did.
You probably had an opportunity to read the first amended complaint and the various changes made in that with respect to allegations.
I did.
And I'm assuming you've seen the most current version of this lawsuit being the second amended complaint,
I did.
right? When you attempted to speak to Joann in October of 2009, do you know how long that conversation lasted? From what you described, it sounds like probably not even 15 or 20 seconds.
Objection.
It would be less than 30
Well, hold on.
seconds.
What's the nature of objection?
He's suggesting an answer.
Well, then state it. He's got a right to lead the witness. It's a cross-examination. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It was under
Are you
30.
representing him?
I'm representing the witness, yes.
Okay.
That's my client.
It would have been less than 30 seconds.
Do you have any reason to believe that Joann's cell phone was on speaker mode?
No.
Did you at any time in speaking for that limited duration with Joann hear any other voices in the background?
I did not.
At paragraph 44 of the second amended complaint, it is alleged and reads as follows, and I quote, "On January 14, 2010, in an effort to assist the police in finding Joann's abductor, parentheses, S, close parentheses, Michelle and her sister Kelly met with defendants McCarthy and Rosati, and told them about an incident that took place several weeks before, Michelle and Joann were sitting on the couch in Joann's home when Joann's phone rang, Her estranged cousin, Tim Matouk, was calling, period. Assuming, that's an unquote, I'm going to put that in there too. Assuming that the several weeks before referenced in that allegation used the time frame of January 14th, 2010, would you agree that in your opinion that statement has to be a fabrication given the fact that at no time in calendar year 2010 did you speak with Joann Matouk Romain?
That's correct.
And at no time did you have any conversations with Joann Matouk Romain in December of 2009.
I did not.
And at no time did you have any conversations with Joann Matouk Romain in November of 2009.
I did not.
Do you have any personal knowledge of any reason as to why the author of this complaint would make up this fabrication?
I do not.
Do you have any reason or knowledge of any reason as to why Michelle Matouk Romain would suspect you as being the murderer of her mother?
I do not.
Do you have any knowledge of any reason that Michael Matouk Romain would believe you had anything to do with the end of his mother's life?
I do not.
Same question with respect to Kelly Romain. Do you have any knowledge of any reason that Kelly would suspect that you have any involvement in the ending of her mother's life?
No, I do not.
At any time since your learning of the disappearance of Joann Matouk Romain on the 13th of January, have you ever had any conversations with Michelle Romain?
Yes.
Did you attend the funeral service of Joann Matouk Romain, your cousin?
No, I did not.
Were you specifically asked to avoid that service?
I was.
Who specifically asked that you not attend and pay respects to your cousin?
It came from Joann Matouk. I don't recall who it came through. I want to say it was somebody in the family, but I don't remember who it was.
Let's go off the record at this time.
The time is 11:15:44. We're now off the record. Okay, the time is 11:24:44. We're now back on the record.
Mr. Matouk, before we took our break, we were exploring Joann Matouk Romain's funeral services. Did you make it to any of her services, be it a showing, a wake, a mass, anything of that nature?
No.
And I think you told me you were asked not to attend by John Matouk?
It came from him through other channels, but it was
All
very
right,
clear to me.
Can you explain that to me? First off, was it a face-to-face that John Matouk had with you?
No.
Was it a telephone call?
No.
How did it happen?
I got word from another family member that I was not welcome to the services.
What family member told you you were not welcome?
It was somebody on the Matouk side, and I can't be sure.
All right. And then how did you know that John fit in?
I was told it came from him.
All right. So some member of the Matouk family told you that John Matouk, Joann's brother, didn't want you at the service.
Correct.
Do you know, did they have any service at a funeral home?
I don't know.
Do you know if there was a funeral mass?
I believe there was, but I can't say for sure.
You wouldn't know what parish?
I don't know.
Do you know if Joann was cremated?
That her brother told me she was.
Which brother, John?
Billy.
Billy? When you were told by some member of the Matouk family that you weren't welcome, did you discuss that with Billy at all?
Yes.
All right. And tell me what those conversations entailed.
He said it came from John and the Romains, and just to avoid any controversy or conflict, we decided it was better that I don't go.
Are you familiar, strike that, you're kind of an East Sider?
Yes.
You a boater?
Yes.
Assuming when the weather's good, you go out on Lake St. Clair from time to time?
Yes.
Did there come a point in time when you were boating and made aware of some type of banner that was being towed by an aircraft over the lake that you took to have some message directed toward you?
Yes.
Explain to me what you're referring to.
I believe it was the day of Jobby Nooner, and I'm not correct. I'm not sure what the date was.
All right, Jobby Nooner, for some of us, even though we don't boat in your neck of the woods, but our boaters know what Jobby Nooner is. For those individuals who may not be familiar with that, would you explain in a decent way what Jobby Nooner is?
It's a time of the year where all the boaters head out to Gull Island and party, and there's thousands of people out there.
All right. So what occurred? What year was this, by the way?
I can't be sure. I believe it was sometime between 2011 and 2014. I don't know what year it was. I don't recall.
And what was it that you observed that you took issue with?
I was getting phone call after phone call after phone call that said, Tim Matouk, did you think you'd get away with it? This banner was flown around the whole entire east side of Grosse Pointe, St. Clair Shores, out over Lake St. Clair, as far away as Mount Clemens.
All right, let
And
me just be clear. You told me you were getting phone calls that said something to the effect, Tim, did you think you'd get away with it? What message did you see the banner?
I saw somebody took photographs of it, and I saw it on somebody's phone.
All right, so what did the banner say?
The banner said, Tim Matouk, did you think you'd get away with it?
Had your first name and last name?
Yes.
All right. And when you were discovering this event, what did you do?
I think I probably called my cousin Billy.
All right. And were you able to determine the source of this banner and aircraft flying around?
He said he heard it was from Joann Matouk in the Romain family.
At paragraph 45 of the second amended complaint, it is alleged as follows, quote, further, comma, this investigation has always been ruled a suicide by the defendants, period. This was supposedly partially based on an anonymous tip that Joann was paranoid, comma, depressed, comma, and suicidal, semicolon. Allegations the police failed to substantiate with any capital A, capital N, capital Y of Joann's medical records or social tendencies, period. This anonymous tip was later discovered and confirmed by phone records to have been made by none other, comma, than Tim Matouk, period, unquote. To your knowledge, has anyone subpoenaed any of your phone records?
To my knowledge, no.
To your knowledge, have you given consent to any carrier or service provider to release any telephone records at any time since your knowledge of the disappearance of Joann Matouk Romain up to the filing of this complaint?
No.
Did you at any time make an anonymous tip to anyone?
No, I did not.
Would this allegation likewise be false?
Yes, it is.
Do you know if your cousin Joann was a devout Catholic?
I don't know.
Do you know if she was ever divorced or simply legally separated?
I was told through family members they were legally separated.
I'm going to read the allegations in paragraph 48 and ask you a question about them when I'm finished. 48, quote, the defendants ignored the numerous statements made by Joann's friends, comma, family, comma, doctors, and attorney's office staff, comma, all stating that Joann was in no way depressed or suicidal, period. The statements speak to the fact that Joann was a loving mother of three, comma, a devout Catholic who took an absolute stand against suicide, comma, and would have never taken her own life, period. Apparently, the only person ever to make these claims to the police was none other than Tim Matouk, comma, in an anonymous tip, period, unquote. Again, did you ever tell anyone in any type of tip, anonymous or otherwise, that Joann took her own life?
I did not.
Did you at any time tell any of the police agencies involved any information concerning Joann's emotional status?
Not the police agencies, no. We never talked to the police about it.
Right. Did you at any time speak to any police agencies concerning Joann's psychiatric or psychological status?
No, I did not.
Do you have any knowledge of Joann suffering from any type of psychological or psychiatric disorder?
I heard stories through the family afterwards.
After her disappearance?
Yes.
And what were the stories that you heard through the family?
Through the family, I heard that she had issues where she felt as though people were following her, people were messing with her bank account, her mail, that she was apparently at work one day and she ran into a closet and wouldn't come out. These are all stories I heard through the family. I can't say who or even verify if they were true.
Right. And you didn't have any personal opportunity to observe Joann Matouk Romain and her behavior, at least for the year preceding her disappearance?
No, I did not.
There have been some interrogatories recently served upon one and possibly several of my clients, one specifically, Officer Frank Zielinski, inquiring if he received a set of keys to the Lexus automobile that it is believed Joann was driving last at the time of her disappearance, of receiving keys from you. My first question is, it's my understanding that the vehicle believed to have been operated with consent by Joann Matouk Romain was a silver-colored Lexus SUV. Are you familiar with that vehicle at all?
No.
Were you ever informed by anyone, police, family members, friends, social media, that allegedly a set of keys to that vehicle were stolen?
Never heard that.
Did you at any point in time have access to the keys that would allow the operation of that Lexus automobile?
No.
Did you at any point in time ever have keys that would allow you access to Joann Matouk Romain's home?
No.
It is my understanding that at the time of Joann's disappearance, that she was the owner or owner in part of a residential home that allegedly was contaminated by black mold. Are you aware of such a home?
I heard about it.
Right? At any point in time, did you ever have keys or any other means to gain access to the home that allegedly was contaminated with black mold?
No.
Did you at any point in time break into the home allegedly contaminated by black mold and do activities therein that would clearly allow an owner to assume their home had been broken into and tampered with?
No.
Do you have knowledge of anyone doing such activities to the home that was contaminated with the black mold?
No, I do not.
It is my understanding that at the time of Joann Matouk Romain's disappearance, she was not residing in that home, but was residing in a home with her 3 adult children. Do you have any knowledge of her living with her 3 adult children?
I did hear that, yes.
All right. Did you at any point in time tamper with any locks, be it to the home infested with mold or the home that she was living in? Did you ever tamper with the locks?
No.
Did you ever do anything with respect to attempting to tamper with a post office box that may or may not have been registered in the name of Joann?
No.
Did you ever tap her phones?
No.
Do you have the ability without a court order to tap anybody's phone?
No.
Do you personally even have the ability with a court order to tap someone's phone?
No, I don't.
I'm assuming that would be something that someone would have to go through a provider or phone company with their subpoena to accomplish.
Yes.
Did you at any point in time ever tamper with any telephonic device used by Joann Matouk Romain?
No, I did not.
Do you know of anyone who ever tampered with any telephonic device of Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
I'm going to read to you portions of the in excess of 1 page in length allegation at numeral 51 of the second amended complaint. Quote, further, upon Mr. Hawk having an opportunity to learn the description of Joann, he believed it did in fact fit the description of the woman he saw on the water's edge the evening of January 12th, 2010, period. Even more alarming, Mr. Hawk is positive that one of the men he saw that night was none other than Tim Matouk, period. Based on this statement, as well as others that have since come to light, one thing seems absolutely certain, Tim Matouk was the last known person seen with Joann on the night she was murdered, period, unquote. Mr. Matouk, at any time on the day of January 12, 2010, were you anywhere along a water's edge of Lake St. Clair?
No, I was not.
At any time during the afternoon of January 12, 2010, were you ever anywhere along the water's edge of Lake St. Clair?
No.
At any time during the evening and night hours of January 12th, 2010, were you ever at a water's edge of Lake St. Clair?
No.
Do you have any knowledge of anyone who may have murdered Joann Matouk Romain?
No, I don't.
In spite of the fact that you were asked not to express any condolences by way of attending the funeral mass if there was one, etc., I'm assuming that you expressed your condolences to your cousin, Billy Matouk, with respect to the passing of his sister.
I did.
Any other family members that you expressed your condolences to, in spite of the fact that you had it made known to you that you were not welcome at the funeral activities?
Rosemary. That's all I can probably recall right now.
All right. Did you at any point in the last 20 years, strike that, at any point in your life did you ever threaten by way of physical harm Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
At any point in your life, did you ever insinuate to Joann Matouk Romain that you could have someone physically harm her?
No.
Did you at any point in time in your life ever express or imply to Joann Matouk Romain that you would have her disappear?
No.
Did there come a point in time that you were made aware of the fact that Joann had been discovered in the river?
Yes.
Who was it that informed you that Joann had been found?
Billy Matouk.
And do you remember when it was that Billy called you?
No, I don't.
Was it a face-to-face or phone call?
Phone call.
And what did he tell you?
Just that she was found somewhere in a river down near Canadian waters.
Did you say anything in response to that?
No.
Do you know a Tony Pippa?
I know of him.
Anthony Pippa?
I know of him.
Who is he?
He's a friend of Billy Matouk's.
You know anything more about him than that?
No.
Did there ever come a point in time when you learned that Michelle Romain was explaining to the police agencies investigating this missing persons situation that you should be investigated in that you may have been involved in the disappearance and/or murder of her mother?
Just in the complaint.
So when you were served with this complaint, that was the first time that you learned that those accusations had been made against you?
Yes.
Would I be correct, Mr. Matouk, that you have not reviewed any of the investigative materials that may have been compiled either by the City of Grosse Pointe Farms or the City of Grosse Pointe Woods with respect to their efforts to discover Joann as a result of her turning up missing?
That'd be correct.
Do you have any knowledge whatsoever with respect to whether or not Joann was murdered?
I do not.
Do you have any knowledge whatsoever of any individual or individuals that may have abducted Joann Matouk Romain?
I do not.
Did you at any point in time conspire with anyone to have Joann Matouk Romain murdered?
No, I did not.
I'm going to show you the caption of the second amended complaint. Do not concern yourself with the handwritten notes that I have made. Rather, concern yourself with all of the named defendants that appear on page 1 as well as page 2. And before I ask questions concerning those individuals, I want you to go through the entire list, knowing that you've already told me you do not know some of my clients, but likewise I want you to at least familiarize yourself with the names of those defendants associated with the city of Grosse Pointe Woods.
Okay.
Sir, did you, Timothy Matouk, conspire with any of these named individuals to murder Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
Did you at any time conspire with any of these named co-defendants to cover up or conceal the identity of the murderers of Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
Did you at any point in time conspire with any of these co-defendants to conceal any aspect of the disappearance of Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
Are you aware of any of these co-defendants being engaged in any efforts to end the life of Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
Are you aware of any of your co-defendants conspiring in any fashion whatsoever to protect the identity of an alleged murderer of Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
Are you aware of any of your co-defendants engaging in any type of conspiracy to conceal or cover up any facts or circumstances related to the disappearance of your cousin, Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
Would I be correct, sir, that if you had such knowledge, you would report that to a police agency?
You're correct.
What's the basis for the objection?
It's speculative.
Did you hear from any family members, either before the disappearance of Joann or after the disappearance of Joann, that she was suffering from any type of emotional or mental abnormality, such as paranoia, schizophrenia, or any other emotional or mental disorder?
No.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
I'll take a stab here. Good morning, Mr. Matouk. My name is Gus Morris, and I represent the city of Grosse Pointe Woods and several of the individuals associated with it in the complaint. Let me ask you some of the same questions that Mr. DeGroot asked you with respect to these individuals. Do you know Andrew Pazahowski?
I do.
And how do you know him?
Just through a professional working relationship. He worked in Grosse Pointe Woods. I worked in Harper Woods. We were sister cities, bordering each other, and through either patrol or investigations, we crossed paths a few times.
Do you have any relationship with him outside of a professional one?
No, I do not.
And how long would you say, approximately, have you known him in a professional capacity?
Quite a long time. I'm going to say maybe 15 to 20 years at least.
All right. And same question with respect to Lieutenant John Kosanke. Do you
No.
know who that is?
I know of him, but I don't know him.
Have you ever worked with him in a professional manner, in a professional investigation?
No, not that I'm aware of.
And you have no personal relationship with him at all?
No, I don't.
Can you even recall ever speaking to him?
You know, I might have backed him up on a traffic stop over the years or something like that, with not even knowing who he is, actually. So, but, yeah, maybe.
You have no recollection of it
No,
at this
I
time?
don't.
All right, same question with respect to Lieutenant John Ross. Do you know him?
No,
To your knowledge, have you ever had an occasion to work with him in a professional investigation?
no,
And you have no personal relationship with him?
no, I don't.
To your knowledge, you haven't ever spoke to him?
No,
Same question with respect to Keith Wazak. Do you know him?
I do know Keith, yes.
And how do you know Keith Wazak?
Over the years of working, I believe through investigations that cross paths.
Have you ever had anything other than a professional relationship with him?
No,
Have you ever socialized with him at all?
no.
And how long would you estimate that you've known Wazak?
Maybe a few years, 3 maybe tops.
Would your knowledge of who he is predate the disappearance of Joann Matouk?
Yeah, I didn't know who he was prior to that.
You did not know him prior to that?
No.
He would have only come subsequent to her disappearance?
Yes,
And then finally, do you know Anthony Shalhoub?
yes.
How do you know Anthony Shalhoub?
He was a detective over in the woods while I was in Harper Woods.
All right.
And again, we crossed paths over the years.
And again, am I safe in assuming that you only had a professional relationship with him, no social relationship?
Correct.
And your knowledge of who he is and this professional relationship predated the disappearance of Joann Matouk Romain?
Yes.
Have you ever spoken to any of these individuals that I just went through about the specifics of the disappearance of Joann Matouk Romain?
No, I haven't.
Have any of them made any efforts to contact you with respect to your knowledge, if you know?
No.
And have you ever had occasion to conspire with any of these individuals to cover up information regarding the disappearance of Joann Matouk Romain?
No.
All right, I don't have any other questions, thank you.
It's my client. It's your turn.
I thought that you noticed this deposition first.
I did not. Mr. DeGroot did. That's why he proceeded first.
Okay.
We're going to take a break.
The time is 11:55:22. We're now off the record.